Thank you for joining us for a very special interview with Ms. Ling Phan, who is the founder of Picnic Palette Co. And for all of you who are not familiar with Picnic Palette Co., it is a Philadelphia-based company utilizing picnic-style furniture to create very unique and fun-themed events. And I especially love this. Especially during COVID, actually, where there's more intimate events and you're trying to celebrate something memorable. But if anyone's actually been to one of these more intimate events lately, it's not as decorated, it doesn't feel as special. And sadly, these memorable moments are going to be forgotten. So we're really lucky to have Ling here today to talk about her company and to kind of figure out how we can utilize her themes and her event decor to add that pizzazz that we're all looking for in our events. So Ling, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you began your journey in creating these fun event themes?
Sure. Well, first off, thank you for having me. So like Joanne said, my name is Ling and I am the founder of Picnic Palette Co. Just a little background about me. I am a seasoned hospitality professional. I went to Temple University, got my background or my degree in hospitality management, and have been working in various roles from restaurants, corporate settings, and hotels. The latest position I had prior to the pandemic, I was actually running special events for a small restaurant in Philadelphia. Like so many others, I was furloughed in March. And also during this time, I was actually planning a wedding proposal, like wedding party proposal. And that obviously fell through with the pandemic and everything. And how this whole thing started was just based off of an idea. When Philadelphia reopened for outdoor dining in July last summer, I thought it was a great idea to kind of figure out a way to have a picnic outside for the wedding party after everyone quarantines for at least 2 weeks. And I started looking up Pinterest ideas, and I realized like a lot of people do these picnics in the West Coast. And I kind of just created like a Pinterest board and kind of found these palettes on Craigslist for free, picked them up and utilized those for the event for the first time. And I thought it was a great service to actually offer to the public, given the state of everything. I thought it would be safer to celebrate intimate events and it'll bring back a little normalcy to everyone's lives. And yeah, that's kind of basically how Picnic Palette Co. was born.
That's really awesome. And I looked through your website and there's so many different themes. And you really embody a lot of detail for each theme. Is there one that you have a favorite? And if so, what makes that special to you?
It's kind of hard to say which one's my favorite because all the themes that I did create for my clients to choose from are actually all my favorites. So it is hard to choose one, but I will say the one that I like to do, it's not like a specific theme, but I love being given the creative freedom to create custom ones for clients because it definitely it challenges me and it kind of gets my creative juices flowing. So that's kind of what I like the most is just the creative freedom to create something I've never done before, because it always gets me excited, you know what I mean? Because I've never done something versus what's already been done. But definitely the creative freedom to create something, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually a great point. A lot of people would come to you to say, hey, can you put this together instead of, which thankfully these people are doing, because I know a lot of people who are like, yeah, I could do this myself. And as event professionals, we know that this isn't the case. There's so much that could pop up. And as an event host, especially if something is missed in your theme or your event, then it's embarrassing and almost stressful to fix these missed details while entertaining your guests. So my biggest advice to everybody here is to hire professionals to build this for you. Companies like Ling's, they already thought everything out and they did the planning and they know what works. So going off that, Ling, do you have any like big learning experiences that you had when you started out building these tablescapes?
I feel like I'm still learning, and there's so much that goes into having your own business. It's so much harder than it looks. I'm constantly learning, but I think one of my biggest experiences is just figuring out the most convenient way to transport equipment. That's one of the biggest things. And which table that you would want to have that would be easy to put together and to transport. I think when I first started, I had these pallets, and they were so big and bulky and so heavy. They're not easy, and most of these setups are done by myself. And when you're a small business, you don't really have the funds to hire like a bunch of people to help you. So you kind of have to start small and figure out the most convenient way to transport items and to have a checklist. There was times when I would forget things because I had so much going on, and it was just constant like learning experience to just run this business. But definitely creating a procedure that would work for you. Everyone's different, but it's definitely not easy. But yeah, definitely like too many different learning experiences. I can't really pinpoint one because I'm still learning. But yeah.
And that's actually like my biggest thing too. I know a lot of work goes into starting a business. I've heard people say, oh yeah, starting a business, you just pay for a couple bucks for an LLC, but it's so much more than that. And I can attest to having a lot of hiccups when I first started. And I know both you and I have come really far from that, but we're always going to continue to build from our experiences. And I think that's how we are eventually going to perfect our magic, in opposed to, I don't know, if someone wanted to do this for the first time, there's definitely going to be missed details. So thank you for sharing, being open about your beginning steps. And yeah, I really hope that you're going to be able to continue to build and fulfill what you're looking to do with your company. But while we're on that topic, what future plans do you have for your company?
Oh my gosh, I have so many plans. But to start, I definitely want to expand the company in various cities, at least to the cities that are a little bit closer to Philadelphia. But I definitely want to start off with pop-ups, maybe even in DC, whether it'll be like a week or two, and just to offer that service in those areas, because I've been receiving so many inquiries for places that are like a couple hours from where we are, and I can't fulfill that, but I want to. But I'm hoping for in the spring and summer that I can expand those services, or at least have these mini pop-ups for people to experience the picnics. And what we're currently working right now is to secure a venue in Philadelphia to start doing micro weddings.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's like a big one that's in the works right now, which I'm super excited about because micro weddings are obviously in right now, given the state of things. And
I think it's more for the near future too. A lot of people are kind of gearing towards the smaller weddings. They see how, it's more intimate. You actually get more memorable events from this, and you get to talk to your guests. So yeah, that's really awesome that you're doing that.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I've seen the quality of work through your website, and I've seen your pricing, and I really feel like it's something that a lot of people should at least take a look at, because it really creates a wow factor for these intimate events. And even for larger events, like I have weddings that are 200 to 300 people, or even like birthday parties that are 50 to 100 people. Adding this element of Picnic Palico really could turn eyes to a different area and kind of have that oh, I didn't think to ever add this to my event. This is a really great idea. And it's a really different element and kind of like a fun thing for everyone to kind of participate in while they're in events. So instead of just mingling, eating, they can kind of draw their eyes towards, hey, there's a really interesting setup over here. Let's go check it out. So that's definitely something I would love to do with my clients. In addition to anybody who is doing something smaller too. So I'll definitely be in touch with my clients, even though we're in DC usually, or the Maryland area. I'll definitely be in touch, and hopefully you can expand over here too.
I know, that would be so fun.
Was there anything you wanted to add about Picnic Palette Company that I could pass on to any potential clients?
Yeah, Yeah, actually, for the month of February, we're actually partnering up with One Hope Wines. So 10% of all proceeds from all the bookings from this month and any wine purchases will actually support the NAACP Legal Defense Educational Fund, which is an organization that helps fight racial justice and kind of fights equality for all.
Mhm.
So that's what we're doing for the month of February. And we do hope that we have more of these type of events in the future because we definitely love to give back to the community and to the organizations.
That's really awesome. And I know it's a little hard because I'm trying to actually incorporate more of this into my work as well. But building a business and then doing um, charity or partnerships, that's a lot of time that you got to dedicate. So I know you put a lot of thought and time into your company, and it's really showing. But talking about time, that's actually about all the time we have, and I'm so happy we got to connect about Picnic Calico. It was seriously a true pleasure to learn how you built something from scratch with your dedication and creativity to make something like a small event into something so grand. So for everyone who's watching, I'm going to have a link to Ling's company in the description below. So check it out and see what they offer, and make sure you try and book in February so that it goes to a great cause as well. Thank you everyone for watching, and thank you so much for joining us, Ling.
Thank you for having me.